Good day, and here we are with another commentary. This time and I'm sorry for that, that's my external acting stupid. Here we are looking at AVP 2. This is from the very first AVP month, I think. Summer of 2010, I want to say. It could have been summer of 2009. Not really sure. This is the first specialized intro for the very first specialized month. This definitely goes to show you. Of course, all this title stuff was done after the fact. There was a different song. That title card certainly wasn't there. And who is that big bastard there? That's after the door to my computer broke. It had a cheap plastic hinge and that broke off. That stayed off. And here, I actually thought I cut this out. I really did, actually. I should have, but I didn't. About how AVP 1 doesn't work, but I didn't want to rebuy it on Steam. Come to find out, though, AVP 1 on Steam was $5. What an idiot I was when I recorded this. Although, you know what's funny? When I first recorded AVP 2, I hadn't even really... I'd heard of Steam, but I never used it. And what's funny about that is, you know what the first game I bought on Steam was? AVP 1. That's what started it all for me with Steam, was AVP 1. And then, years later, I'd have like 200 odd games on there. Mainly bought during sales. Now, the history of the AVP 2 review is actually just as basic as any other review. I decided to review it when AVP 1 couldn't work. I tried recording my original copy of AVP 1 on 3 separate computers, and none of them would work. Mainly due to, graphical issues. I even tried recording it off of my grandfather's computer, and that still didn't work. It's like Numenor. Let's see, though. I even thought about digging out, and I wish I hadn't got rid of that Dell computer. It still pisses me off that I was dumb enough to do that, but I even thought about, like, booting it up on the old Dell and seeing if I could record it. Can you imagine me trying to do that? A computer that was, like, 10 years old at the time, trying to record off of that, and then trying to transfer it. Ugh. All because I couldn't spend the $5. But, yeah, I couldn't get that done. But the history of AVP 2, I played AVP 1. It always seems like I always get in on like the proverbial ground floor of games, which is annoying for a wide variety of reasons. See, like you guys, you young people, you youngins today, although I'm still young. Oh yeah, hold on a second. Look in the background of me whenever you see me. It'll be my Hans G monitor, a really cheap monitor that I bought back in 2008. As like my very first monitor for my computer. Eventually went out like 2011, 2010, I'm not exactly sure. I could be talking about... See, that's the thing, I'm not going to talk about the game here because, well, I already reviewed it. I'm not going to talk about me because all I can really say is I recorded gameplay footage. That's it. I think this is not a remastered copy wherein I actually modified the game footage so it fills the whole screen. That's because this used weird aspect ratios, and you gotta remember, these are the Corel days wherein there was no modifying aspect ratios. But the one that's up now, that I guess isn't this copy, is the one that does have modification. So basically, you guys will see in the classic one. Isn't that awesome? Where was I? I played AVP 1, back in the day, when I got the Dell. Now, I had owned AVP 1 even earlier, like back in the late 90s, but I had nothing to play it on because the once legendary laptop that my grandfather had, the $10,000 one, eventually couldn't play any games, not even AVP 1, sadly. So it wouldn't be till I got my Dell, several years later, that I would be able to actually play a lot of these games. And when I got and I didn't get to AVP 2 until, well, it came out. Now that might not seem like a problem, but I had played AVP 1 and was hooked, and then I was waiting quite patiently for AVP 2. It would have been interesting if I'd waited just like a year or two later, AVP 2 would already be out and I could play them back to back. But I think in this review, I'm like, AVP 2 is just not as good as AVP 1. And you know what? I still kind of feel that way. But at the same time, AVP2 is a really, really, really good game. It's an example of early 2000s gameplay and story that you just don't see anymore. You know, looking back at this game, I kind of want to boot it up again. Although, there's no way for me to do so. Because I actually bought it once back in the day. It's actually kind of an interesting story. There's a Target. It's like right next to, well, not right next to, but within a walking distance of my grandparents, and I would always go there to buy games, especially PC games. Actually, for a time, it was just PC games. But I remember going in there one day, and I tried to buy this game. It was like, usually, even as a kid, I wasn't particularly small, and so I could usually just pass myself off for way older than I was, which was awesome, as you can imagine. Well, see, that's the thing. Like, some people are like, I can always buy booze. It's like, yeah, I guess that's something to be proud of. But for me, I could just get, well, games without having to deal with any idiocy. And this is the one game I couldn't get. I couldn't bank on my advanced size and age-looking thing. Oh dear, that's some face-to-face intimacy right there. But anyway, so I went in to get the game because like AVP2, I couldn't wait to play it. I think this is the era when the big boxes were going away, which was sad because I like the big boxes. This is like the little mini boxes. But anyway, so I went to go get the game, and I was too young to get the game, according to Target. Although technically I was 13 years old, but whatever. And I ended up getting a different game, actually. Oh wait, no, that's not what happened. Or was it? There's one or two. It's one or two games that this could be. It's either that happened, or the money that I got for, I think it was like Christmas or something. What I didn't actually take it all out of the little container that it was in, because it kind of got stuck in there. It had this little felt container. This is some years ago. This goes to show that my memory is not necessarily bad, it's just remembering all the little details. But there was one game I went to get that was like full price, like this game was. And I bought it when it was still full price, not when the price dropped at all. But, let's see, where was I? So I went to get it, and I either didn't have enough money. Well, I had enough money, it's just I didn't have it all with me. It was still in there, even though I thought I had it. But anyway, long story short, or short story long, whichever way you want to look at it, I couldn't get this game or another game entirely, and I ended up getting Star Trek Starfleet Command 3, back when it was new. You know, it's funny, Star Trek Starfleet Command 3 is now worth like $80 or like some astronomical price. I got it back when it was fucking cheap. I was there when it first was new. But I also ended up buying the gold edition of this game as well. I'm not sure when I bought that, but I do remember it was from the same Target, though. That's the same clip! You sucked! Wow, I reused so much same clips. That's just terrible. I mean, it's like, as of this recording, I'm actually editing up the Killing Floor review. I've actually mentioned this all throughout the other 9 recordings I've done of commentaries. Just goes to show you how much easier it is to record a commentary than it is to do a review. But, yeah, I ended up getting the gold edition, and, well, no, I was talking about getting game footage, but yeah, there shouldn't be any repeated game footage in Killing Floor. If there is, be sure to point it out and say nerd, but anyway. Ended up getting the gold edition a few years later. No, maybe not even a few years later. I don't remember when I got it exactly, but that also had that Primal Hunt expansion, because I didn't just buy Primal Hunt on its own. And incidentally, if I'm not mistaken, the reason why I got the gold edition was because I misplaced the disc. Now that disc right, that disc case right there is actually my original copy from back in the day. That's sitting up there. As I misplaced the disc, but I ended up finding it. Because one of the things people used to do, and I did it all the time, was they'd put the wrong CD in the wrong case, and then they'd lose it. And I do that all the time. I think it was actually in the TIE Fighter box, not the TIE Fighter jewel case, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's repeated footage, I'm not entirely sure. I'm just going to say it is, and say, you suck, General Lutz. Yeah, that is repeated footage, you suck! But anyway... I rather liked Primal Hunt, actually. For some reason, people don't like it. I should really review that. but I probably won't. Let me tell you this, if I'm like really inspired one day, I'll review Primal Hunt, but then of course I have to find the box. I may just download it. I'll just go out and say it, I'll just fucking download it. Oh, there's Predator 2! That's when I used better compression on my movies, but what I'd like to do, but I'd probably just download it because I don't even have. Yeah, I really need to get a new motherboard for my computer, but that's like so low on the priority list. It's not even funny because on my computer I've got like 5 hard drives plugged in, and I had to actually plug out my disk drive, CD drive. And that's assuming I could even find Primal Hunt, because I don't know where that is. It's in a box somewhere with some CDs in it. But I liked Primal Hunt. I really did. I don't know why people have such a problem with it. I remember it didn't run very well, though. I remember it like with Chug on my Dell, whereas this game would run perfectly. Oh, that Dell. God, I miss that thing. But, you know, that's another repeated clip, lads. You suck, sir. I remember the alien campaign in this game being very confusing. Honestly, I don't think I even really finished it. I'm going to go ahead and come out right in a minute. I don't think I even finished the alien campaign. Not even for the review here. I don't think I finished it until the AVP 2 Let's Play. Honestly, this is actually my least favorite one. Now, technically, it's the most impressive campaign because it's like it has the most weird gameplay, and I will admit this was cool when it first came out, and it still is because it's like so hardcore. You wouldn't see stuff like this today. In fact, you don't. In AVP 3, you're already fully grown. Let's see, AVP 2. I honestly don't know what. See, you know what? When I think about a game from this era of my life, I know that I probably never played it anywhere near full graphical specs and didn't care. See, that's the thing. It's like, I don't know what my Dell ran this thing at. I just remember just playing it and pushing go, you know? It was a simpler time. But you know what I think sucks these days? At the same time, it is kind of convenient, but you know what? I'm nostalgic for it anyway. Do we ever just go buy games from like a store? I liked the you know, and it sounds stupid only because it is. You know, it's like talking about, oh yeah, I went to Target and I found this game. Do we ever do that anymore these days? No, it's on Steam and we always know when every game's coming out and who did it and all that. Back in the day, it's like you go to Target for some reason, you know. Or if you're a kid like I was, like with your family for whatever reason, to pick up whatever reason, you go to the electronics. Hell, I still do that even to this day, and if there is no point of it. Well, I say to this day. I used to go there to this day. Nowadays I don't really care, but essentially, just going to the game section just to browse, and you're like, AVP 2! I didn't know that came out! And, you know, you pick it up, you take it home, you install it off the CD. That's one of the things I loved about what Mizio and I used to do, and unfortunately don't do it anymore, is we would get a bunch of classic PC games. We just would like get them from like thrift shops will have a lot of classic PC games. I mean, sure, you could download them, sure you could get them on Steam and stuff like that, but there's just something about loading up a CD, typing in that CD key, or if it doesn't even have a CD key, then you know you got something gold right there. But like, yeah, you got your CD, and it's like it's something that we took for granted back in the day, because it's just not real. In my opinion, it's just not the same. You just don't have that same emotional connection to a game that you just get off of Steam. And I know it's cheaper, I know it's easier, I know it's better. I'm not saying it isn't. I just feel like there's it lacks the emotion, you know. And I recognize how stupid that sounds. Oh yeah, look at that computer. Look at the computer. There's a Sony DVD drive there. That was actually pulled straight from my Dell. Because I wanted 2 disc drives. Because I wanted it to be easier to rip DVDs onto my main computer. Ah, those are the days, man. I don't know what it is about physical media. That just there's something more about it than just bits of data, you know? Call me old-fashioned. Call me old-fashioned. I'm not even that old, and I still kind of like the idea of just the CD, man, the CD. Or the floppy. Although, I didn't use all that many floppies. but definitely was a CD-ROM man. You know, and also for those that may be wondering why AVP2 isn't on Steam, I think there's actually some licensing issues. I remember talking to somebody about that. They're like, yeah, because like 20th Century Fox won't do something or other. I don't remember, but it's still not on Steam. God, I'd like it to be on Steam though. That way more people can play it. These days, like, how do we play AVP2? Amazon! And like, somebody wanted me to sell them my copy. Wow, way to glitch out there, Predator. That's his escape move. But people are asking if I could sell them one of my copies, because I have two. I'm like, no, I shall never sell my copies, because if one breaks, I need one as a backup. Because, like, sure, I could download it, but I like my original. Oh, there's AVP3. Oh, God. You know, I actually kind of mellowed on that a long time ago. I mean, I don't hate it, but it's just not good in comparison to AVP2. And I think I get that point across, if I'm not mistaken. I'll be like, this game isn't utterly horrible, but it's nothing compared to AVP2. It's simplified as all hell, you know. I definitely don't look any pleased. Wow, wait a minute. I just kind of whipped my head around there. I used to be very flamboyant, be very theatrical. My God, look at how theatrical I'm getting. I hate AVP3. I will destroy AVP3. This, of course, is Xbox 360 being picked up via S-Video. When I actually ended up reviewing this years later. I think it literally was years later. I think it was 2012, somewhere around that. Because Mizio did cameo in it, which is why we're not going to get a commentary for that. But I used the then new capture card, because I do have a better capture card than the Dazzle. Notice that we're not looking at the campaign, we're just looking at their version of Skirmish, which sucks. I mean, this game just wasn't very good. I mean, you know, it's better than Colonial Marines, but that's not saying much. You know, it's like saying I only got my leg shot off instead of my face. I don't even think that really applies, but I'm going to say it. But, you know, this game could have been a lot worse. But it should have been a lot better, you know? If, like, some modders did, like, an AVP3 using the Lithtech engine, which you can't even do, it would be awesome. Fuck it. You know what would be nice? Modders of the world, unite. Well, I just tossed that off. Ended up just tossing it onto the bed that's out of frame. But it'd be nice if some modders actually... whoa, I thought I was actually going to talk about something more there, but I guess not. Yeah, there's Ash kicking the ass of an alien warrior. This was like one of those long Mugen fights that, like, I hope I cut by a lot, and I think I did. But it'd be nice if the modders of the world made, like, an AVP game using... Fuck, I'd even take an Unreal Engine game or an Unreal Engine 2 game. That'd be awesome, actually, but oh well. This, of course, is the computer trying to fight itself. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But, like, Ash versus the alien, he's already fucking fought, And, well, this is restarting, because I didn't end fast enough. But, fuck it, Ash has already fought Freddy, Jason, the Marvel Zombies. He could take on the Xenomorphs. Oh, I know he could. So, yeah, I kind of went over long here, but that's AVP2. Another classic review, one of my more favorite PC reviews that I did. And I hope you enjoyed it, and see you guys later.